What's up, Closer Nation? I'm back. It's your boy, Stewman, the Hardcore Closer. Welcome to the Hardcore Closer podcast. And, I start every episode the same way because you're here probably because you saw the word, if this is your first time, you saw the word Hardcore Closer, you saw the phrase Hardcore Closer. It's trademark, by the way. Right? But you probably saw that and you thought, this is probably a lot to do with sales, and sometimes we talk sales on here. And most of the time we don't because, I said I've been running this podcast for fucking 10 years now. For 11 years now. And I'm kind of out of shit to say about sales. I feel like, I could repeat myself over and over like I got some kind of fucking brain function missing and nobody wanted to listen to my stuff. But I try to bring you new, innovative shit on every episode. And trust me, 11 fucking years later, it's not easy. It's not easy, right? Even I run out of shit to say from time to time. But I say that because if you're new here, you probably came here because you're expecting some sales talk. And I'm going to give you the best sales game that you can have right now. And we're going to sum this up in a matter of seconds. Like, if you're not making as much money as you think you're worth in your sales job right now, it's not because you're not a good salesperson. I know. Typical guys that are assholes like me would be like, you fucking suck at sales. You need to buy I don't have a sales training to sell you. But if I did, that's what I would say. You should buy my sales training because you suck at sales. But the truth is, you can be amazing at sales and be in a situation where financially you're not where you want to be. You could be the greatest talker, gift of gab, empath, listening, like confident, like machine that's willing to do all the work, that's willing to knock all the doors, that's willing to make all the calls. You could still be starving and your family suffering because of it. It fucking sucks, Because in our world, in the sales world, everybody's trying to convince you to get better at sales, right? Your sales manager says, read sales books. Your friends in your Facebook group tell you, you get to learn objection handling and word tracks and all that. I'm not shitting on any of that. That's all stuff that we all got to go through as salespeople, but you can know all of that shit. Like front and back, like a preacher can quote the Bible, right? You can know Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, the 10X Rule, Elevator to the Top by yours truly is the greatest sales book written, by the way. And the ultimate, actually, that's not true. The Ultimate Sales Machine is the greatest sales book ever written, period, right? But mine's top 5. Now, back to the point. You can read all that shit and master it and do that stuff and still be fucking broke. How is that possible? How can you have read the books, do the work, and still are not financially where you want to be, right? And maybe it's not financially where you want to be as in you may not have the same aspirations as me, Learjets on the runway type of shit, right? You may just, hey, I just want to make 150 grand a year. What the fuck can I not make that happen for? I'm a good salesman. People like me. When I get an opportunity to talk to somebody, they generally buy from me, but I'm starving. What the fuck is wrong with me? If you feel like that, first of all, leave us a review, 5 stars, by the way. But like, if you feel like that, right? Like we've all been there. My life changed when I'm about to tell you a story. So in 2007, I'm fresh out of 2008. So I'm like fresh out of fucking prison. And like prior to this, I knocked doors. Right? Like I knocked on doors. If you had a for sale sign in your front yard in Collin County, you were getting a knock on the door from me. And I was, depending on how I read the client, the person that answered the door, I would either present myself as an investor who wanted to buy their house, right? Or I would present myself as hey, if you got a mortgage guy, you're obviously moving. you're gonna move into another place. You're gonna need a loan, right? Pay cash. So I would knock doors. I would pass out flyers on people's doors. Ask me, Kate, how many people called me from the flyers I passed out on the doors? How many people called? I passed out over 1,500 flyers one summer, got one fucking phone call, but I did close that motherfucker and he refinanced his house with me. I'm just saying, right? I had to on principle, right? Like I would have given, I don't know if I made any money from it, but I'm like, I have to on fucking principle, Side note, when the first time I hung door hangers, this is funny shit, there was this guy named Braden Kiesling. I don't know where the hell he's at these days. If you find him, if he's still alive, tell him to send me a DM, right? But like he lived in Dallas at the time, but I believe he was from Austin. He used to be a police officer, right? Now he's in the mortgage business, And I guess when he left the police officer in business, he had like a DWI machine, those that you got to do before you crank your shit, right? So we pass out flyers and we go to this thing, man. I seen this with my own eyes or I wouldn't believe it, right? So we go to this thing and we're at like the Saltgrass Steakhouse or some shit. And I rode there with Braden. He's got this fucking huge, like, you know, little dick jacked up truck, right? I rode there with Braden. I'm not saying that. I never seen it. I'm just saying that's what I rode in the truck. It was overly large, like, and it has this DWI thing on it, right? And then we're there and like I have a couple of drinks, you know? And at lunch, because like fuck everybody else is drinking. It was like we were done passing out the flyers, having a little party or whatever, fucking banker shit, you know? And this guy's having drinks too. And all of a sudden I'm like, how the fuck are we going to get home, right? Like this guy's drinking whiskey too. So it's not like a beer that maybe you can cover up with it after you eat your steak. I mean, fuck, who's going to blow? Everybody at our table is clearly fucking drinking. So who's going to blow on that little fucking thing? I don't know how they work, right? But who's going to blow on it? Is he going to ask the waiter or some shit? I'm like, man, how rich is this guy that he's going to... So we leave and he goes and he grabs, he asks the waiter, he goes, do you have any pink lemonade? And they're like, yeah, sure. And he goes, can I get a to-go thing? And it's like, yeah, sure. So he gets the to-go pink lemonade. He gets in the truck and he goes... and blows in this motherfucker through the pink lemonade and it goes... bing! He goes, I learned that when I was a cop. Fucking drove off. Fucking crazy as shit, right? So back to the point. All that work, risking my life for fucking DWI, drunk habitual fucking driver and everything else, right? Which is, I don't know if that trick works. Don't try it at home. I'm just saying, right? That was like 2000 and fuck, it was a long time ago. So anyway, so flash forward, I'm struggling, you know, and I'm making money but I'm going to seminars and I'm knocking doors and I'm stopping by fucking real estate offices and I'm like, hey, would you like a donut? I got a rate sheet. You know, at the time, that was the only means that were available to do this kind of shit, right? Unless you had the money to advertise on TV or radio or something like that, right? Flash forward to 2008, I got a job at this company called TexasLending.com, and they were super innovative, still are, super innovative company that generated leads. Right? So like when I sat down, I'll never forget the first day at work that they turned us loose. The two other dudes came from Countrywide and they said, oh man, shit, they sent us like 5 leads that we got to call today. What's the matter with you motherfuckers? Y'all don't like money? Send them to me. Shit, I'll put them in my system. Man, I was the exact opposite of these guys. I was like, oh my God, they sent me people that want to talk to me? Fuck! Changed my life forever, for fucking ever. Never. I would never go back. My life will never be the same. And I wanted to give that moment to people because, man, I had to work way too fucking hard for my money until that happened. Until I learned from them how to generate leads, change my life. It's the reason I'm here. It's the reason why you're listening. It's the reason why my businesses exist, because I didn't learn any more about sales once I understood that I could be the best salesman in the world and still be broke if I didn't have people to talk to. As a salesman, we get so caught up in how to talk, the tonality. Like Jordan Belfort's Way of the Wolf book is a great book, but it's all about sales. But like, where do you get people to sell to? That matters more, because I could be the world's worst salesperson, but if I'm talking to 1 million motherfuckers a day, there's a sucker born every second. I'm going to hit them with the numbers, period. Right? But I can't talk to 1 million people a day if I'm knocking doors, but I can through the internet. I can through social media. I can through ads. I can with phonesites.com, right? You go to phonesites.com, you build a website right there, you put your offer on it. You don't know how to write, it's cool. You know how you Google shit? We have artificial intelligence that you would type a phrase like you would Google. You want to make an offer about selling a refrigerator, you type in refrigerator for sale, Whirlpool, white, 2 shelves, 15 doors, and it'll be like, this amazing, wonderful white Whirlpool refrigerator is for sale with 4 drawers just for you, right? Like, it is fucking brilliant, this artificial intelligence that we have. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to have tech skills. You don't have to know how to write. If you don't even know how to type, you could talk this shit the fuck into it through talk to text, and it'll still build it for you. You got no excuse, because I'm telling you, if you're struggling right now, the only thing that's separating you from top producer is leads. Get on this shit. And if you are already making money and you're like, I'm doing good, but I'm not happy, I want to go to the next level, the determining separator between you and the next level is more people to talk to, AKA leads, because the more hands you shake, the more money you make. Go to phonesites.com and find out just how fucking good of a software and amazing process. It'll write it, set it up, build the tech, email them, text them, put them in your CRM. That shit'll basically have a goddamn sales conversation and just send you money if you fucking program it right, and it's easy to do that. It really is. So phonesites.com/closer and tell them I sent you. And Yeah, tell them I sent you. They'll be like, just be like, I heard this shit on the THC podcast. All right. You know, I know you thought, damn, that's some good podcasting right there, but really, that's how good I am at running an ad. I had you on that story the whole way, the pink lemonade, everything else, all for a phone side hook. Take notes, motherfucker. They don't make them like me. They don't make them like me. All right. So this week, though, I want to talk to you about focus, right? That's like probably it's the absolute number one thing people slide in my DMs, people comment on my posts and stuff. How do you stay focused? And I'm going to be real with you guys. I paid like $6,000 for this shit the other day that was like how to get in flow. And you know, by the way, I have a few Apex people that teach that. It wasn't any of them, just so they're so confused, right? It was outsiders. But it was like a focus thing. I'm a focused individual, but I'm always like the cleaner in me, as Tim Grover would say, always wants to be what if I'm a little more focused? What if I focus a little more? What if I could turn it on quicker? What if there's levels to this shit and I'm only on like level 5 and there's all the way to level 50? Like, I want to know, you know? I'm always working on myself. Warren Buffett says the best investment you can make is in yourself. They can't tax it. They can't take it away. I feel like this is a good investment. So that's what I do. So I spent $6,000 to spend 6 weeks with this like group and learning how to focus, right? In all fairness, it was complete bullshit and I didn't enjoy it at all. But I say that because they were trying to take this touchy-feely 6-week approach to something that I can break down here in about 20 minutes for you, you know, and save you $6,000. Like, let my mistake, right, be your game. But first of all, with anything in life, let's just start 30,000-foot view here of focus, okay? With anything in life, whether you want to learn how to write, my kids are in school learning how to write, whether you want to learn how to ride a bicycle, right? Whether you want to learn how to play a musical instrument or you want to learn how to type on a keyboard, you have to start. Okay, like nobody just gets up and then rides a bike. You know, nobody just gets up one day and can type out a novel, right? Can type out 50 words a minute or whatever the case may be. Like, that's not how it works, right? Nobody just gets up and picks up a guitar and is like, that's not how, you like that? Yeah, it's good. That's not how any of that works. It's practice and repetition. And here's why so many people don't play musical instruments is because it doesn't happen immediately and they don't get that instant gratification and they haven't taught themselves discipline. So first of all, if you want to learn how to focus, we got to find something for you to start practicing that focus on. And some people will be like, well, just meditate, bro. I can and I do sometimes, but man, fuck it. I like sitting still for me, my mind races. Okay, like it's so noisy in here, people. Like, so when I tell you that I'm a focused individual, I don't know what it's like in your head, but it's so noisy in here that I have to be 10 times more focused than anybody else just to get silence in here so that I can focus. All right. But let's take this big view, right? Like, if you're going to play an instrument, if you're going to play a sport, if you're going to do anything, you got to little by little, you got to practice. I got a friend who's we'll just say sports champion. And, you know, he's like, the reason why I beat everybody, he's a fighter. He says, the reason why I beat everybody is everybody else wants to do the cool moves and all this other shit. He goes, I work on footwork every day. You can't hit me. You cannot fucking touch me. I work on footwork every day. Swing all you want right now. Any fucking time you can't hit me because I got this fucking shit down. Like, he goes, but nobody want to do that because it's painful and it's boring and it's not you knocking the other motherfucker out. It's you avoiding it. But he goes, wait, there ain't nobody ever knocked Floyd Mayweather out. You know, I know that they did long before he was professional, but even then, I don't think they knocked him out. But 2-0. So I say that because, first of all, you're going to have to start little by little, day by day. Maybe for you, it's meditation. But maybe for you, what got me focused and really benefited me at the same time is I really started caring about focus in 2013. Okay, I thought, if I could just get in the zone. Because I knew when I got in the zone in sales, boom, 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 making calls, right? You get the high off of sales, you boom, 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 you're in that momentum and that flow. It's like motherfuckers just fall like dominoes, you know? I knew that when I got excited about a project, man, I could stay up all night whiteboarding the shit, fucking, you know, like I have all the energy in the world, didn't need no Red Bulls, didn't need no cocaine, you know, none of that shit, right? Just fucking all in, no Adderall. So I'm like, man, how do I teach myself to do that? at that time, there wasn't any resources that I knew of or anything that I could really tap into that wasn't some woo-woo shit. I'm not a woo-woo motherfucker. I'm not one time Tony Robbins yelled at me because I wouldn't do some of the weird shit he was having people do in his seminar. That's how un-woo-woo shit I am. Like, don't touch me. Don't want to fucking tell you about my childhood trauma. You're not my fucking therapist. And I don't want to know how we got to open. I've locked a lot of shit away in here. Let's not open that, okay? Right? So that's me. I'm different than everybody else, but that's how I built myself. So I say that because for me, the practice was every day. I started off typing with two fingers, one pointer finger on my left hand, one pointer finger on my right hand. And I had to learn, and they say this is the mark of genius, guys. I had to learn how to translate my thoughts onto metaphorical paper, the computer screen, right? And so in the beginning, think about how I had to slow down time. I just told you it's loud in here. Fucking multiple voices. And I don't mean like, kill, weird shit. It's like ideas come to me. This thing is a hub for ideas. And so constantly in my mind, I'm having to decide between good, better, and great, and on the decisions that I make. And it's fucking loud in there. All right. It's just fucking loud. It's my voice. It's not weird voices or someone else telling me some shit. But I feel like God's like, oh, he can handle it. Send it to Stewman first. If there's a thought antenna coming from the divine creator, I feel like I must be the first stop on that railway of shit. Maybe Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos get stopped before me, but I got to be top 5 fucking conduits that it's passing through. Probably not, but that's how I feel. But so it's noisy up here, it's loud up here, and I'm trying to calm it and stay focused. So I knew the first thing I could do is if I could slow things down and I could type THE space, right? I could just type so I could teach myself. So I had to learn how to slow things down. So it wasn't I could tell you do this meditation, this box breathing, all this other shit that's out there. And I'm not shitting on that stuff. It might work for you. But what I needed was a way to where I could train myself to focus. I don't want to focus on breathing. I want to focus on getting shit done, right? I don't know about you, but like, I don't want to focus on my breathing, and I don't want to focus on, the fucking how I feel and shit like that. I want to be focused so I can get shit done. Right? Like, fuck all the other shit. The only reason I want to be in the zone is that I'm trying to accomplish something. So this forces me to slow down. Over time, I get 4 fingers, then 6 fingers, then 8 fingers. Then I'm throwing my thumbs in the mix. And I'm speeding up, and I'm practicing day in, day out. I committed, the story, many of you, I committed to 5,000 words a day. Do you know how fucking hard that was with 2 fingers? But I forced myself, no matter how many hours it took me, I made sure that I typed between emails, text messages, all that shit, 5,000 words a day. I still do more than that now. And you're going to find out you probably type more than you think you do. You're just not putting the focus in. But what's happening for me, and for you it may be an instrument, I'm just telling you how I got this focus, is what happened for me is I had to learn how to make my fingers match up with my thoughts and letters that I wanted to see on a screen, so it makes me go into the zone. A lot of you, when you don't even notice it, but when you pick up and you go into Instagram or Facebook on your phone, the app, you're like in the zone. Right? It sucks. You don't even know there could be fucking screaming bloody murder behind you, and you don't even know because you're like, oh my God, Jenny's got a new bikini on, right? Like, that's just like, it sucks you the fuck in there, right? So you're able to go in the zone, right? It just has to be something for most of us. We're able to go in the zone if it's a good TV show, if it's a good movie, if it's some entertaining social media. So what we are accustomed to is getting in the zone and getting focused on shit that entertains us. But what makes us money, what makes us progress, what makes us get better and evolve is focusing on the shit that is boring, right? It's boring to fucking type 5,000 words a day. Let's just be fucking real. It's boring to teach yourself to play an instrument. It's fucking awesome once you can play it, but it's boring as fuck. Trust me, I play guitar. It's fucking boring as shit. I've played guitar for 2 years. I still suck at it, and it's boring as shit. It's still fucking hard. I don't know how you people fucking pick them up and fucking get to. I've had lessons and everything else, and I can play a few songs and read some music shit, but fuck, man, you guys are like, if you can play guitar, you fucking amazing. And it's like that for any instrument, I suppose. I've never tried to play anything else, right? But here's what I know. It's like when I pick up that guitar, I'm focused on those chords that I'm strumming, right? Nothing else matters. I'm trying to make that shit hit the sounds that I know that they need to sound when I'm typing. So I start to learn that, like, these are the boring things, but let me turn the sexy things that would typically give me that dopamine. Think about this. It would give me the dopamine of TV show, right? It would give me the dopamine of being focused on that TV show. Therefore, I don't need the dopamine of being focused on my work. Some of y'all too busy getting the dopamine from fucking Netflix instead of getting the dopamine from your fucking job. And one of those charges you $34 a month, and the other one pays you $3,400, $34,000, $340,000 a month. You see the difference? You're able to get focused. There was a quote I saw the other day. I don't know who it was from. And it said, poor people have the audacity to have a favorite TV show. Get the fuck out of there, boy. That's a slap to somebody's face, huh? Poor people have the audacity to have a favorite TV show. Think about that. You know why? They stay, and I'm not shitting on poor people, but they stay poor because they're getting their dopamine from that TV show instead of working on getting their dopamine from learning to type. Because I promise you now, when I crank out a fucking Facebook post and that bitch makes $250,000 like the one I did last fucking Monday, right? $250,000. You ever fucking wrote something and watched a fucking $250,000 come in the next 6 hours? You ever done that shit? I promise you. Now all those fucking days where I was learning how to focus with one fucking 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers really fucking pays off 12 years later. Really pays off. Like, at will. And you know what? If I want to, and I might fucking write the same shit today and pull another $250,000 out of the fucking market. I lied. It's not $250,000. It was 200,000. Close fucking enough. You get the point. Now they're going to owe me 50 grand a day. You know that, right? All right. But here's the thing. If you can focus on something like that, typing, an instrument, I don't care what it is, boxing, exercise, fighting, whatever the case, you learn to channel that. Like, I know that I got to be focused when I get in the gym. Why? Because they use these really shitty dumbbell things that if you are not focused, they will rip your fucking hands off. Every trainer in there is like missing a digit from these fucking things. I don't know why they never replace shit in gyms. These things are fucking dangerous, right? But if you're not paying attention, you drop a weight. You pull a shoulder or whatever. You got to be focused when you're in the gym. So I learned to turn that on when I step in the gym, you know? I got that Eye of the Tiger song rolling on as soon as I step in the gym, right? Bam, 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 bam. Oh shit, he's here. Bam, bam, bam. Oh damn, right? Like, you know, I gotta go into that zone. And sometimes it takes music, all the time. It takes music in the gym to really get me in that zone, but that's the trigger. Same thing when I'm at work, I turn on alpha wave, brain wave shit in the background because that's that trigger for me. It's like, now it's time to that's focus music. Now it's time to get focused. I'm like Pavlov's dog, man. You ring the bell of focus music, like I'm fucking in it. So, I know what you're thinking. Well, it can't be that fucking easy. Well, it is. And complexity is not your friend. And what I mean by that is people use complexity as a way to introduce an excuse into a situation. Because if something's complex, then you can say you don't understand it and you have a reason for not taking action. But if something's simple, the same way that we complicate shit, when something's simple, we tell ourselves, well, it can't be that easy. But nobody said it was easy. It wasn't easy to learn to type. It wasn't easy to learn to play guitar. It wasn't easy to learn the moves in the gym. None of that's easy. It's easier today, but none of that's easy. But it's simple. It was simple enough for me to understand so that I knew the assignment so that I could take action. And I take action every day. Despite whether I felt like it or not. I wrote 5,000 words. Despite whether I felt like it or not, my stinking ass in the gym. Despite whether I felt like it or not, I got in the fucking zone. And so here's the thing. You can ask me a million times, like, how do you stay so focused? It's like, I want to stay focused. And you want to stay focused too, but are you staying focused on Netflix or some video game or sex or whatever? We're all staying focused on something. I'm just choosing to stay focused on something productive for me, my life, my legacy, my family, and my businesses. Rise above.